Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a super common and, frankly, pretty unnerving sound. That grinding, groaning, or clicking noise you hear when you turn your steering wheel. It's a classic, "what's wrong with my car?" moment, and two of the most frequent culprits are a bad wheel bearing or a failing CV joint. They can sound similar, but telling them apart is key to a correct and cost-effective repair. So, how do you play detective and figure out which one is making all that racket? Let's dive in and break it down. First, let's talk about the wheel bearing. Its job is simple but crucial. It allows your wheel to spin freely and smoothly with very little friction. When a wheel bearing starts to go bad, the noise it makes is usually a humming, rumbling, or grinding sound. A key clue for a wheel bearing is that the noise often changes with speed. It'll get louder and higher pitched the faster you go, and it might quiet down when you slow down. The sound is typically constant, whether you're driving straight or turning. Here's the big test for a wheel bearing. Find a safe, empty road or parking lot. As you're driving and hearing the noise, try gently swerving from side to side, like you're warming up tires for a race. Pay close attention. If you turn the wheel to the right and the noise gets louder, it usually means the left wheel bearing is the problem. Why? Because turning right puts more load and pressure on the left side of the car. Conversely, if the noise gets louder when you turn left, the culprit is likely the right wheel bearing. So, the sound gets worse on the side opposite of your turn. Remember that. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the CV joint, or constant velocity joint. These are part of your car's drive shaft, and their job is to transfer power from the transmission to the wheels while allowing the suspension to move up and down and the wheels to steer. A failing CV joint, specifically the outer joint, has a very distinct signature sound. It's most famous for making a clicking or popping noise, and it almost exclusively happens when you're turning. The sharper you turn, the louder and more rapid the clicking becomes. If you hear a click, click sound that gets faster as you accelerate through a tight turn, like in a parking lot or making a U-turn, a bad CV joint is your prime suspect. Unlike a wheel bearing, which hums or grinds even when you're driving straight, a bad CV joint is usually quiet on a straight road. The noise really comes alive during turns. So, to recap, the main difference: a bad wheel bearing is a speed-sensitive hum or grind that gets louder when you swerve away from the bad side. A bad CV joint is a turn-sensitive click or pop that's most obvious during sharp, low-speed turns. You can also do a quick visual inspection. Look at the rubber boots around the CV joints, located on the axle shafts behind your wheels. These boots are filled with grease. If a boot is torn or split, you'll likely see dark, heavy grease slung all over the inside of your wheel and suspension components. When that boot fails, dirt and moisture get in, the grease gets out, and the joint quickly wears out, causing that classic clicking sound. A wheel bearing, on the other hand, is sealed inside the wheel hub, so you won't see any external signs of failure like leaking grease. So, let's put it all together. If you have a constant humming or grinding that changes with speed and gets louder when you swerve, start looking at your wheel bearings. If you have a clicking or popping sound that only shows up when you're turning, especially sharp turns, your CV joint is almost certainly the issue. Both of these are serious safety issues. A failed wheel bearing can cause your wheel to wobble or even detach, and a broken CV joint will leave you stranded with no power to the wheel. So please, don't ignore these sounds. Get your car checked out by a professional mechanic as soon as you can. It's always better to be safe than sorry. I hope this helps you diagnose that annoying noise and gives you a better understanding of what is happening with your car. If you found this video helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more car repair tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and drive safe.